Welcome back, ladies and DeGents, to the Distinguished DeGents podcast. I am your host, Big Box Beta, and joining me, as always, Monty Mansman. Sir, how are you?
Yo, doing well. Wild first half, but we got through it. We're
Yeah,
slogging through.
God, it's been a long week. Holidays are here. Got through 10 games. We got 6 left. We didn't fight as hard as I thought we would.
Plenty of time.
Caught caught some fire. I think I'm gonna catch some more.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, in honor of the next game, I felt bad. I didn't want you to drink alone, so I
Oh,
got a
you're
little
too cute,
got a little Grey Goose in there. So Slanjava.
sir. You are a degent at its finest.
Ah,
Oh man,
spicy.
yes, sir. Well, we got through my dog of the week, my co-fade of the week. Mansman got through his favorite of the week. Any other best bets you got through in the last
Oh,
part?
and my co-best bet, the
Your
Detroit Lions.
co-best bet. That is correct. Which we went heads up on, so that could be dangerous.
That could be dangerous.
We
But
also went heads up on Dallas and Jacksonville. That was interesting play by both of us. I think we're ready to get into the 4 o'clock slate here, East
yeah.
Coast time.
Yep.
6 games. Let's make this count.
Let's
All
ride.
right. Uh, Catching fire for this shit. All right, here we go. Arizona Cardinals. They lost Kyler Murray. They're coming in with Colt McCoy. Going to Denver. Broncos country.
Let's
Where
get
Russell
concussed.
Wilson may or may not be playing. May get rippers for ripping.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. He's out now.
Oh boy, rippers for ripping. We will have to introduce that to the people if we haven't already.
Oh,
But
I'm getting well, rippers for ripping. Let's go.
Arizona, 1.5 point road dogs. They're plus 108 on the money line now. Over unders 36.5. The Broncos are minus 126 at home. This is my team. I think we all know how this is going to go. I think y'all, for those who have been watching, y'all know my feelings towards my team when it comes to betting. Weirdly enough, this is the game where, despite Brett Rippin, despite all the bullshit, this is the one game I'm hoping we get the win. Because I've had this game circled for a while. This was going to be my lock of the year as a Broncos fan. And literally, it's just been worst case scenario after worst case scenario after worst case scenario after bad beat, another worst case scenario, another injury, just going on and so forth. Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson both not going to be in this game. Here's the good news: we get to play rippers for
It's good
rip.
news. That's good news.
And for those of you who don't know what that is, I will post the rules on our distinguished DGents Twitter at DGents Podcast. If I fuck that up, Mansman will correct me.
No, you got it.
It's pretty simple. But here's the deal: when Brett Rippin is the starter, if he throws a completion, take a sip of alcohol. If he runs for a first down, you take 2 sips. If he gets a touchdown at any point, you're taking 2 shots. You're doing a double. If he throws a pick, you're only doing one because he's a backup quarterback. It's kind of expected, but you still have to take some punishment. If he gets sacked, take 2 sips. If it's on third down, finish your whole fucking drink. If he gets benched for the backup, you finish your drink and you take a shot. And then whoever the backup quarterback is, who I have no fucking clue who it is now, but God forbid if it's Kendall Hinton, because he is on the Broncos, it's called hanging out with Hinton. You double the rules. And I will pull. And if the Broncos somehow win the game, finish your bottle of liquor and pass the fuck out and throw up.
Start chugging. Start
That's
chugging.
That's the good news. Oh, and by the way, when this game happened with the New York Jets, you remember how ugly it got. It was. Why are you getting drunk on a Thursday? Do you have to see this shit? Like,
What? No, the question is, why aren't you getting drunk? Like, you should be right here with me.
Exactly.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
now here's the bad news. Well, I guess it's not as bad now considering it's 1.5. This game was 3 points in favor of Denver. I'm going to continue my rant as if it was 3 points, but now we know it's 1.5. Here's the bad news. The Broncos are laying 1.5 at home. That does not make any fucking sense whatsoever. Why are the Broncos a 3-point home favorite against the Arizona Cardinals with a backup quarterback? They haven't covered at home as a favorite all season with Russell Wilson. Now we have Brett fucking Rippon, who only has starts against the New York Jets, and he's gone 1-1. Here's what makes sense. Broncos have home field advantage, and they're going against Colt McCoy, who is 4-1 straight up as a starter on the road.
Yeah.
As Arizona's backup, not any other team. That's just with Arizona. The leaning side for the Broncos, they've owned the Cardinals in this series. They're 9-1-1 all time. Week in and week out, I say this again. I can't justify betting the Broncos. I don't do it. I avoid these games every week. These games do not get my money. Weirdly enough, the sharper play is probably the Cardinals because there's so much public action on the Broncos as a home team because for 1 week they showed up and then Russell Wilson goes out and Brett Rippon looked like serviceable.
I mean, did they show up 27-0, down 27-0? That's it.
Yeah, they showed up afterwards after they went down 27-0. They couldn't have done it 21-0. They couldn't have done it 14-0. They couldn't have done it before Russell Wilson threw a pick six. They showed up afterwards, which is, kind of the point of what I'm making. Like, weirdly enough, they got the cover. They got, 2 covers in a row now. What do you fucking do? You need to win the game because you're a favorite now. Why are they a home favorite? Why is this not a pick 'em? This isn't even a pick 'em game. This is actually a clear 1.5 point favorite and 1.5 point dog. And they're saying Colt McCoy is a road dog against this Broncos team. Like, are they forgetting, like, DeAndre Hopkins exists? Are they forgetting about James Conner? Like, what's Denver going to do? Hand it off to Latavius Murray so he can go 2 yards and throw it short on third down again?
I mean, that's their offense, so. Yeah.
Now, it's so weird because if Russell Wilson was playing, despite all the bullshit, if Russell Wilson was in, Broncos would have been my best bet of the year. It really would have been. Like, this would have been like,
because he's good against Arizona. He's good against
Arizona. Broncos are generally good against Arizona. Like, I remember, I was like 10 or 11. My first Broncos game, week 17, Denver was playing the Arizona Cardinals at home. We watched that game 8th row behind the south field goalpost. Watched pretty fucking boring, mediocre game with the Broncos. Broncos won, but we all huddled around the mini TVs behind the concession stands back in 2002. And we watched another team lose, and the Broncos got bounced out of the playoffs. Weirdly enough, I don't remember the Broncos quarterback, and I want to say it was Brian Griese, but I remember the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals at the time because the next year he ended up coming to Denver. I was actually at Jake Plummer's last game as an Arizona Cardinal.
Jake the Snake, baby.
Jake the Snake. Now he grows mushrooms out in Denver, so.
I mean, kind of fits.
Makes too much sense, but enough reminiscing and trying to think of happy things, innocent times. I don't get betting the Broncos here. I really don't. But look, I'm willing to hear arguments for both sides, but I can't.
Yeah. So,
and before we get started, catching fire because I made Arizona dog of the week last week, and then I watched their quarterback go down with a non-contact ACL. So here we go.
It was a good first half, and then didn't go so well in the second half.
Wasn't really that good. They fucking tied. They didn't really
So,
win.
after I learned from you. I learned from you. Um, so yeah, learning from you, Arizona dog of the week this week for me. Dog of the week. Why, you might ask? You know what I'm going to say. Colt McCoy is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray. The team
That's
plays better.
debatable.
The team plays better when he's in. You mentioned the road record with him. This Cardinals team, I said it last week when you said Cardinals were your dog of the week. I'm like, remember that the Cardinals have lost 10 out of 11 at home? Well, now they're going on the road against the Denver team that is just trash. I mean, Colt McCoy to me is an upgrade. I like this game more because it's Colt McCoy. And then talk about getting a gift for Christmas. I wish I had the wherewithal to play it at 3. That's bad on my part. But then I'm getting Brett Rippon in the game. Love this game.
Yeah.
Cardinals plus points. I mean, Cardinals are a good road team as it is. Denver's a dead team on their backup.
Denver's getting public action too. Like, that's insane to me. Even as a Broncos
Maybe because
fan,
they played well. They played well in the second half against the Chiefs. But bro, I mean, their offense is...
Arizona again. Arizona non-conference road team. Non-conference road dog, to be exact.
God, you keep hitting me with that stat. I bet like every non-conference road dog this week. So we're gonna see. Either you're gonna be right or I'm gonna be right, and one of us is gonna be.
Well, it's weird because I keep mentioning this stat and I keep mentioning how like it never works, but I picked 3 of them already. I picked the Steelers, the Cowboys, and Arizona. I actually think Arizona might win.
Maybe there's just a lot of non-conference road dogs this week. It seems weird, but to me, the Cardinals should be favored in this game. I just think the wrong team's favored, just like
by default, maybe. I mean,
yeah, there's a couple of these games in this for. I just think like Denver, especially with the quarterback now.
I mean, neutral field. Denver's a half point
to a point better than Arizona. I mean, I think they're even teams. I don't know. Arizona to me is a good road team, so I take Arizona on the road definitely.
I can't follow you.
With Colt McCoy, yeah. I mean,
and this is an underplay for me too. I mean, I've seen Brett Rippon. I've seen the Broncos.
Yeah, that's an
underplay.
You said Denver dead under. What was last week the first time it didn't go under in like a year?
Second.
Yeah, so they're 2 and
And that shit was almost. And by the way, I mentioned this in the recap, but the fucking Broncos, thank fuck for hedging. Because that was my only over-under pick in my over-unders parlay that did not come through. But thank God for hedging, because I just re-rolled as much as I not humanly could. I re-rolled 3 units on the over live bet for Kansas City Denver. That shit hit by the third quarter. So I made my money regardless. So thank God for that. Yeah. But Denver is still this, especially too with 2 backup quarterbacks. One of them on the road, the other one is just Brett Rippon. This is an underplay by a mile. And again, Broncos are always my underplay of the week. That's what this game is. It's an underplay. I can't play the teams regardless because realistically, Brett Rippon could fucking pull this off. Colt McCoy could lay an egg at any point. I don't agree with you at all. I think Colt McCoy is not a better quarterback than Kyler. I think if that was the truth, he would have been starting more games by now. I don't care how much money they invested. It's the same Zach Wilson argument we've seen before. I don't care where you draft.
Yeah, and I think it's dumb. I thought it was dumb in Zach's case, and I think it's dumb.
I'm not saying it's not dumb. I think 2 things can be true. I think it's dumb as shit. But at the same time, I think if the other guy really was that much better, he would have been starting. And the fact of the matter was he wasn't. Which leads me to think Colt McCoy may not be the greatest quarterback as a backup. Ryan Fitzpatrick may have been a better backup than fucking Colt McCoy. But at the same time, I think Colt McCoy's in a good system where he actually fits in. And he's getting a good paycheck to do what he's doing. So I can't really shit on the guy for it. The fact of the matter is just when it comes to betting on football games, Add a point and a half, yeah, sure. Take it with Colt McCoy against this Broncos team, sure, fine, do it. If it was like 9.5 and you were laying it with Colt McCoy as a favorite, I'd be like, what the fuck are you thinking? It's one of those weird things.
Yeah.
If you're telling me Colt McCoy is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray, well, then why was Kyler starting?
Well, I think the team plays better. Well, because they paid him all that money, and he was like a number 3 pick in the draft. That's why. I mean, why was Mike White not starting and Zach Wilson starting?
Because Mike White's not that good either.
No, because Zach was a number 2 pick. Come on, you've seen the last 3 weeks. Who's been a better quarterback, Mike White or Zach Wilson? Come on, it's not even an argument. It's ridiculous.
It isn't, but at the same time,
Mike White had 2 300-yard passing games in 3 starts. Zach had not done that like all year.
My argument is that if he was that good consistently, he should have been the starter. They would have made it. An NFL team, realistically, they want to win.
I mean, what's Colt McCoy's record? Like, Colt McCoy's 1-1 this year.
You know what the difference between the Jets and Jim Irsay and the Colts is? Jim Irsay said, fuck it, I want to win. I think I'll do it with Jeff Saturday. I think it's fucking stupid. But at least Jim Irsay was like, fuck it, Frank Reich isn't winning. I'll go to another guy and give him a shot. You know what the Jets do? They start Zach Wilson for 2 years. And that's the difference. Say what you will, I have more respect for the Colts. For doing
I don't have a lot of
Because at least they can say, you know what, like, we'll give this guy a shot, even if he doesn't pan out. And I think that's what Mike White is. I think Mike White is a second chance who's not going to pan out down the line. He's looked okay. He's looked great, but...
Oh, no, he's a scrub quarterback. I mean, he's like a backup.
But a scrub quarterback is the best thing.
He's one of those guys. He's the new Colt McCoy. He's like a decent, good backup that could come in and do well. And I think Colt McCoy, in the battle of the backups, I'm taking Colt McCoy over almost every backup in football. So,
sure. No, and that's my argument. Like, there's a reason these guys are backups. That's the point I'm trying to get to.
That is fair enough. All right, I'm done with this game.
Yeah, no, let's go to the next game. New England, Vegas. New England goes to Las Vegas after the Arizona win. They're staying out on the West Coast. 1.5 point road dogs, plus 102. Raiders are minus 120. Over-under is 44.5. Right now, it's about even money. New England has the slight edge. I think there's 2 ways you look at this between the teams, but Mansman, what's your take on this game? Because this one I had a hard time with.
Just to confirm, it's still New England plus 1.5?
That is correct.
Okay.
It was minus 1 at one point. It's flipped back and forth. Kind of like the Jets lines. It's gone back and forth.
Raiders at home, we know they're a better home team than they are on the road, seeing as they blew another fucking road game. Oh, God, don't even get me started with the Raiders. I'll get angry again. I think the wrong team's favored in this game. New England has a winning record. The Raiders are losers. How many games have they blown, the Raiders?
4.
Yeah, enough's enough with this Raiders team. I'm done with the Raiders. Done with them. Can't play them anymore. Now, my only concern in this game was, do you know Belichick only has like an 18-19 record against his former assistants and players? Actually, much worse than his career stats. So that concerns me a little, that maybe McDaniels will have the advantage in this game.
I only found one stat, too, to add on to that. I can only confirm one of the games, and I don't know why. Josh McDaniels is 2-0 against Belichick, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And one of those games was when he played when he was with Denver and he was their head coach. He actually had I don't remember if it was Jay Cutler or if it was the Bears' former quarterback that we traded for, but him. It could have been one of those two. But yeah, we beat them and went 5-0 that season just to fucking blow it the rest of the year.
Yeah, so, it's this is one of those tough games because I think New England's defense is a lot better. Ramondre Stevenson might be out for the game, so that's a big kind of injury for New England. I just don't know. I think New England's defense is better. I think the Raiders' defense sucks. I don't know. That might have been the dream crusher last week to lose that game. Kind of take yourself out of the playoff race. I'm not keen to bet on it. I just think the wrong team's favored. So if I'm picking, I got to pick New England because I think New England should probably be the favorite in this game.
Okay. Fair argument.
Yeah, not crazy.
No, I think there's two ways you look at this game. Number one, you look at New England and you ask yourself, did they catch a break considering they've lost their last two against Minnesota on Thanksgiving? They lost to Buffalo on Thursday night. They had extra rest, and then first play, the starting quarterback went out with an ACL tear. And they got to play Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
Who in the
13-13
first half kept
at
it
half.
competitive. Yeah, they kept it competitive. In the second half, they just managed to take advantage of the situation. Coming off a huge road win, now potentially without Ramondre Stevenson.
Short week versus long rest.
I guess it's a short week because it's Monday to Sunday, but
That's what you'd call a short week.
I guess by default.
Would you call Thursday to Sunday longer rest?
I get it. It's not like a Thursday. It's not like a Sunday to Thursday. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Well, that's true.
But it's essentially damn near a pick'em against the Raiders, where Josh McDaniels is a head coach, beat Belichick before. Belichick, as you mentioned, 18-19. If you actually remove former players from that equation and it's just former coaches, in his last 10, he's gone 3-7.
Yeah.
4-5 straight up since 2020. The other angle is the Raiders. They're like the bad news Bears, bad luck team, black cat of the league.
No, they're not the black cat of the league. They lost that game because their coach lost his nuts. Coach lost his balls.
That was my next point. I think the Raiders are legitimately the biggest frauds of the AFC. They were, at one point, a 10.5 over-under win team, debatably for the division. And they've done, and say what you will about Denver, that's been a catastrophe because expectations were set so high. The Raiders' expectations, it seemed like it was like, oh yeah, we'll make the playoffs again. And all they've done is fucking lose tight, close games, blow lead after lead after lead. Say what you will about Denver, they keep it close and lose because we have no offense. The Raiders just find new, innovative ways to fuck things up. Week in, week out.
Yeah.
Raiders have not beaten the Patriots at home in 20 fucking years. That was also the last time the Raiders ever beat the Patriots at all. Pats 3-1 straight up in ATS in their last 4 road games. They're 4-2-1 ATS on the road all season. Raiders are 3-6 ATS as a favorite. They're 2-2 at home. It's a must-win situation for the Raiders because if they lose and the Chargers win, they're out of the playoffs. It's one of those things. You gotta love parity at times, and then other times you have to fucking hate parity and ask for new things. This is one of those times. I hate parity. I don't want the Raiders to make it at the last minute again. I think the Raiders get bounced this week.
No, I think that was their dream crusher last week. I think they are dunzo.
Yeah, this is a game I think they go dunzo. Josh McDaniels, we see you for who you really are. You fucking clown. Terrible head coach. You should be fired right next to fucking Nathaniel Hackett, Jeff Saturday. I could go on with that fucking list. But no, the Raiders, I can't back the Raiders here either. Not as much as I wanted to, and as much as I hate the Patriots and betting on them at times. This is oddly enough a spot where I think you should actually take the Patriots favorite or dog.
Yeah.
Because again, the Raiders, maybe this would be a Raiders first half play if you actually like them. Raiders first half, Patriots second half. That's how I would play it.
Oh, maybe a double chance? Double chance Raiders, Pats?
I mean, I could look that up real quick just to see how that would pay out. But, I mean, does that not sound like how the game would go?
Yeah, it could. It could happen again. We've seen the Raiders blow second half leads.
Yep, Raiders first half is -1.5 at +115.
See if I could find that.
It's reasonable. And then
Let's see if I can find that.
Patriots second half +1.5 at -136. That would pay out +234.
Let me see if I could find the. Hold on one second.
I think realistically, if you like the Patriots as an underdog, I think that's how you should play it. I mean, I could look up real quick too. Let me see how the Raiders are.
Vegas, New England, first half end of regulation winner, +800.
That's tempting. All right, let me see here. Raiders first half spread record. They're 6-7. First half spreads. Patriots are 6-1. So kind of a coin toss there. God, Raiders. I think your bet might be better. Holy shit.
Yeah, if you really like that, you maybe sprinkle some mugga on
I think
that.
I might sprinkle half a unit on that. That could be tempting.
Yeah.
That could be tempting. Where was that line? I gotta find that.
FanDuel, the first half end of regulation / end of regulation winner. Raiders
Is it under totals or what's it under?
No, it's under. Oh, jeez. If you look at popular, first half winner, end of regulation winner. Raiders, Patriots. So like Raiders to win the first half, and then New England to ultimately be the winner of the game, +800.
I might have to sprinkle a unit on that. Maybe half a unit. I mean, 10 wins you 80. That's ridiculous.
Yep. That is what you want. That's what you want there. So
I may play that. That could be a play. All right, let's go to the next game. 4:00 slate. We're two games behind. We got to get this going. All right, Tennessee traveling to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, I hate this game too.
I hate this game as well. Chargers are 3-point home favorites. They're -156 on the money line. Titans are +132. Over-unders at 46.5. Again, before we get started, New England Raiders over-under. What did I pick? Oh, over 44.5. I think this game could be high scoring. Raiders defense is still susceptible. New England now, they don't have Damian Harris, or they don't have Ramondre Stevenson as of now. Scoring could be very limited. Normally it would be an underplay, but I think Damian Harris is still very serviceable. Mac Jones is still going to find ways to score. Bill Belichick is obviously the better
defenses
head coach.
aren't the Raiders defense is shit. So yeah.
Raiders defense is shit. New England's defense is susceptible too. This is an overplay, but it's a very gutsy one. All right, next game is Titans Chargers. Mr. Mansman, take it away.
I mean, numbers favor the Titans. Covered 5 of their last 6 road games, while the Chargers have lost their last 6 following a home win. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Chargers
they have not won a lot of back-to-back home games.
Chargers are the least impressive 7-6 team. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. There's one less impressive 7-6 team, and that's the Tennessee Titans. I don't make me say it. Tennessee's unbettable right now. They're unbettable until they show otherwise. I mean, what is it? 3 straight losses? And you could excuse the Philly performance. You could excuse the Cincy performance. There ain't no excusing what happened last week. Your coach comes out. Your GM gets fired. They're basically saying this is a huge week for the season. And you get, steamrolled again.
In the second half, no less.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the Titans' MO. Show up in the first half, fucking forget the second half exists.
And this defense can't stop a nosebleed. The Chargers, not that their offense is that great either, but, we know they could chuck the ball around. I mean, it's just
They're getting 60 to 63% of the bets and money.
Who, the Chargers?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just the Titans. You just can't bet them. You just can't bet them. And I liked the Titans for a while, and now I'm just totally off that train. It's just unbettable. It's not bettable.
If you wanted to bet a tie in the first half and the Chargers to win the second half, it would be plus 2,000.
Steve found his new favorite bet.
Oh, I'm not playing that one. Not even close, because the Titans could fucking blow this one. No, Mansman, you no longer bet Raiders games. You no longer bet Packers games. I can't seem to get the Cardinals right. Can't seem to get Chiefs games right either, apparently. I cannot bet the Titans at this point anymore. Welcome to the auto-fade list, Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, you can't.
3 weeks in a row, I have lost money betting on this team. Yet again, here's the problem. Yet again, prime opportunity. Here you go, Tennessee. You should be able to get this win. And I guarantee you they'll find a way to fuck this up. Chargers. Tannehill. 7-3 straight up against AFC West opponents. 6-3-1 ATS. Only 2-3 on the road though. Chargers have not had a back-to-back home win all season.
Yep.
They're 1-3 ATS as home favorites. This would be the time you fade the Chargers, you bet the dog. And this is the problem. I won't bet this game. I'm going to say Titans are on auto fade. They'll win. I know it. They will win. But I can't do it.
Bro, I don't know if you could say. I mean, this Titans team might not win another game. Well, they'll beat Houston, probably.
And this is an over 46.5 point game for me right now. This could be like a 10-10, 13-13, 13-10 kind of game first half. And then one of the other teams is just going to blow it out the water the next half to get the over. Like, it's going to be unreal.
Yeah, maybe an over.
I've seen this for 4 weeks now. Like, this is what the Titans do. They keep it close in the first half. Second half, they blow it. Like,
their defense just can't stop like anything. I mean, Trevor Lawrence.
Well, they have no receiving core either. That's the other problem. Like, Treylon Burks goes out, they rooking them.
Yeah, without Treylon Burks, this offense is just dreadful.
I mean, if you want to bet on whether there'll be overtime, you can get it at plus 1420. So there's literally better odds of it going to overtime than it is that the Titans will win the first half, but the Chargers will win.
Good job not signing A.J. Brown, by the way. That was a good decision.
What a fucking... God, nothing made me happier than watching Eagles fans who stereotypically are like the embodiment of what harassment is. Like, you ever want to know what harassment is? And you want like a live video definition of harassment? Just type in Philadelphia Eagles fans and Titans GM. And it's literally every time A.J. Brown gets a catch or a touchdown, they just flip it. They turn to the GM booth, flip him off, cuss him out. You fucking gave him away to us? Oh my God, you fucking dumbass. Like,
if I was at GM, bro, I would have been hammered. Like, just, that's when you knew your career was over. Like, you're literally watching your ex-player just rook the shit out of you. I would be, like, so sad.
Yeah, it's unreal. But, no, this is, you can't bet the Titans here. As much as, like, I'm sure the sharp side is the Titans. I've done this for 3 weeks now. I can't do it again.
I mean, some penny stocks are just garbage. Like, there are some stocks that are just garbage, and it doesn't matter how low they go. They're just no good.
Yeah.
Tennessee right now is like...
Dogecoin was high at one point. Like, Dogecoin... And sometimes you need to cash out early on it. Other times you're going to let it ride. And when you let it ride,
the Tennessee Titans are the cryptocurrency of the NFL right now. Like, bro, you're literally like, they got to come up again, right? Like, bro, I don't know if they're going to win a game. They might beat Houston. Other than that, they might lose.
I need the Titans to win, though, because if the Titans win and Colts lose, they get the division. So, like, I need this win, but at the same time, like, I can't.
Bro, don't forget Jacksonville all of a sudden. I mean, Jacksonville's there, too.
Oh, fuck Jacksonville. They fucking suck, too. God, I can't. Oh, that would be bad beat of the century if the Titans were up in the division this late and then blew it. That would just be so bad.
I would wait till they beat Houston, and then if it's still close, maybe you hedge. When they lose this game, they beat Houston, then maybe a hedge.
That's a good point. I
Might
could
be
do
a
that.
hedge, John. Might be a hedge.
We'll look into that in 2 weeks.
But yeah, what do we got next?
It's an ugly one, at least betting wise. Cincinnati going to Tampa Bay. They're going in as 3.5-point road favorites. -198, +166 for Tampa. Over unders 44.5. Cincinnati, it's another road conference team.
They're not a road underdog though. Not non-conference.
They are a road favorite.
Yeah.
I pull Tom Brady off of auto fade for 1 fucking week. How does he reward me, Mr. Mansman?
Did you actually bet that game? I hope not.
No.
Oh, thank God. But how does he reward
Maybe
you?
I did, and I just don't. Maybe I did, and I don't.
Maybe you
remember.
blacked it out. You know.
I think I blacked it out. Maybe I doubt it.
How does he reward you? Yeah.
A big floppy fucking wiener in the face of a game against the fucking Niners. You lost to Brock Purdy.
Not just lost, bro. Brock Purdy got benched in the fourth quarter. He got rest against you.
Because he was kind of injured. Not like fully injured like Russell Wilson. He was like, I'm a little sore, ribs hurt, and it was like, oh, yeah.
It's 35-7. We'll just run the ball. Like
they pulled that game. That was the Fox game of the week. They pulled that shit for the Panthers and Seahawks.
Yeah, that's...
You get Tom Brady. You got a game pulled for Sam Darnold.
Bro,
let that sink in.
Bro, let it sink in. You were in the sheets with Gisele Bundchen. You gave that up.
You had kids. Like
you gave that up to go 5-7 in the worst division in football.
And not to mention, this isn't with Bruce Arians either. This is with Todd Bowles.
Oh, they're saying Todd Bowles is safe for next year. He's coming back.
Oh yeah, do you know why he's safe for next year?
They don't want to pay him money again?
Because apparently Tom Brady has been inadvertently adjusting the play calls in the huddle and taking over the game plan without telling any of the coaches. He's literally been having private meetings with the offense and changing game plans behind the coaches' backs.
I mean, I don't know if it'd be better.
And he wonders why he's losing. He wonders why.
But what if it's worse? I mean, what if the game plan's worse? Do they ever throw a deep pass to Tampa? Do they ever do... They
throw it, but it never gets completed.
It's like they can't complete a pass more than 3 yards downfield.
Here's my problem. I'm supposed to take Tampa with 3.5 points at home against the Bengals, who I've mentioned, by the way, and again, I've been fading them for too long. And at some point, you have to respect what they've been doing. I'm getting the best ATS team so far this season against literally the worst ATS team this season. And it's only 3.5. It's so weird. And I know AFC. It's the Bengals. Generally, you take the 3.5 with the dog. It's an AFC non-conference road team. They're coming off back-to-back victories that were really huge. Fuck no. I'm not fading them again. I learned my lesson. I'm not fading the Bengals. Mr. Brady, go back to fucking auto fade where you belong. You're giving me the Bengals. Bengals too. 5-2 ATS on the road. Tampa's 1-5-1 ATS at home. All 7 games, by the way, were home favorites. They're a home dog, which could be a concern because they have gone 3-0 ATS as a home dog under Tom Brady. Yeah. So the 3.5, it's like, is this a 3-point game? That's really what you have to ask yourself. Is this going to be a 3-point game? I fucking can't see that. You're out of your mind.
That's actually my handicap for this game. I could see this being a 3-point game.
Get the fuck out, really.
Well, my biggest fear.
Real quick. Do you know what their one ATS cover was as a home favorite this year was?
Let's see. They lost to Green Bay, didn't they?
They did. I'll give you a
The
hint. It was
Rams?
against an NFC team.
The Rams? Did they cover that?
No.
No, that was a push. Oh shit! Was it that bullshit Falcons game with the roughing the passer? No, that was a double digit. Jesus Christ, Carolina maybe with Matt Rule?
Nope, they got their asses kicked.
Jesus Christ, a home cover against an NFC team.
It was like we went heads up on it.
Fucking hell. Don't remember. Who was it?
It was the Seahawks. What's the problem with that handicap, Mr. Mansman?
That's why I didn't think of it. It was the Germany game. Yeah.
Yes. That was their one technical home ATS win.
Yeah, in Germany.
They have not had a real home ATS win all fucking season.
No, my big fear, here was my fear about the game, because you're right, all the stats favor whatever way you look at it. ATS, Cincinnati on the road, even though they have been better at home this year, or slightly better at home. Really, all the numbers sort of favor Cincinnati. My big concern is Tampa got embarrassed last week. Do they come and bounce back and show a good effort? And can Tom Brady go and lose by a field goal? I mean, again, I don't like a lot of these. You're seeing I really don't like some of the 4 o'clock games. This is another one I don't really want to mix up because I think there's so many other better plays on the card that we talked about like before. But it's just a bad. I don't like the fact that Tampa got obliterated last week.
Here's my problem, and you hear me out before we rage. If this is truly a field goal game, Tom Brady's winning. Like, realistically, if this comes down to less than a field goal, Tom Brady's winning this game. It's a fourth quarter drive. You're down by 2. Or, okay, let's say it's the Bengals. Bengals are down by 2. It's truly a field goal. Are the Bucs losing? Realistically. No.
But Cincinnati could tie it up late and go for 2 and win the game by a point. We've seen that before.
Not against, like, a team like the Bucs. We saw them against, like, competition. I mean, if it was the Chiefs, I'd hear you out. If it was the Bills, I'd hear you out. I mean, shit, if it's the Vikings, if it's the Eagles, if it's Dallas, if it's... I would even say the Titans again. If it's the Bengals-Titans again, and you're giving me this argument, I'd hear you. The Succaneers. The fucking Succaneers against AFC teams ever since they won the Super Bowl. 3-6 ATS. 3-6 ATS. 0-4 straight up in ATS this season alone. The Bengals, honestly, ironically enough, have won and covered 3 in a row this season against the NFC South. I think this is the sweep. I think it's 4-0 ATS. I think this is... We have yet to truthfully see a statement game from the Bengals, and I think a lot of sharps and a lot of fucking TV
how could you fuck that? Okay, that's a mistake. The statement game for the Bengals was beating Kansas City, so that was.
I don't think that wasn't a statement game. That's like saying
Are you out of
the
your
Bills
mind?
statement.
That wasn't a statement game. Cincinnati beating.
Tell
Kansas
me
City.
how different was it with the Bills game? How different was it from the Bills game? Was the Bills and Chiefs game a statement game?
No. Totally different.
No,
The Bills and Chiefs play each other every year, and everybody knew what the Bills were. The Bengals, since that win, they've really been like the third. Now there are essentially 3 contenders in the AFC now. Chiefs, Bills, Bengals are kind of all thought of.
But the Bengals always beat the Chiefs. So was it really a statement game?
Always?
They lost. As Joe Burrow lost to the Chiefs.
2-0? 3-0 maybe?
4-0.
Is it really that many? Wow.
Maybe 3.
And
It
you
may be
bet.
3.
And wait a minute. And you bet the fucking Chiefs in that game?
I thought the spot called for it. It was
Oh,
only
man.
no. You're right. It was 2-0. It was 2-0. I thought third time would be the charm, and I got cute. No,
That
but no.
sounds like something I do. Holy shit.
But no, think of it this way: the Bills game versus the Chiefs, was that a statement game for the Bills? I wouldn't argue that. I would just say it was a good win. I'd say the same thing for the Bengals. It wasn't really a statement win. It was just, here's a game.
But their statement win, is going to go.
Contender.
So their statement win is going to come against a team that's 5-7 and just is coming off a 28-point loss. That's your statement win. You know, Steve, sometimes you say some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
No, that's okay.
Their statement win. Their statement. Oh my God, Steve. Good Lord.
All right, when you put it like that, yeah, it sounds bad. But I think that's just more Tom Brady hype, maybe not the team.
I think sometimes with you the key is less is more. Like all the stats favor Cincinnati. If you want to lean on that, you don't even need to. You don't protest too much. Literally.
Okay.
Your handicap for Cincinnati is Tom Brady's washed, and every stat says that the Bengals are 10 times the team that Tampa is. Like, yeah, you don't need to, the spot, let's be honest, the spot is not the best because Tampa just got obliterated at home or obliterated in San Francisco. They just got obliterated. It's like the worst, it's not a good spot because Tampa should be motivated.
I could hear you, but I just think the point, I don't think 3.5 is enough. That's my take. 3.5 is not.
You could definitely be right. That's why I'm not playing it. So there you have it.
I play Cincinnati. It's in contention. I'll put it like that.
All right. What do we got?
All right. We're into Sunday night.
Oh, geez. We're almost done. Here we go.
Almost done. 2 more games. The New York Giants, Danny Dimes, got flexed out of the 1 o'clock into the primetime game.
Primetime Dimes.
Sunday night, 4.5-point road dog for the Giants, plus 176, minus 210 for the Commanders, the Washington Commies, 40.5 is the over-under. Money Mansman, you've been waiting all fucking day.
For Sunday night.
All episode. Best bet of the fucking year. Give me the Commies minus 4.5 at home Sunday night. This is a thank you, Jesus Christ, for the scheduling team at the NFL for flexing this game. This, under normal circumstances, if you put this in a 1 o'clock slate, why is this a 4.5 spread? This makes no fucking sense. It's absurd. It's a divisional game. They play these close. You're giving me Daniel Jones Sunday night on the road in a situation where they're back to reality in which that Daniel Jones sucks ass, and he's on Daniel Jones sucks island. Since the bye, 1-3-1 straight up, 3-2 ATS. The Commanders under Commander Taylor Heineke, 5-1-1 straight up in ATS. Their only ATS loss was literally that fucking tie, which you could argue they should have lost. They ended up coming back. They ended up getting the tie. More importantly, though, Daniel fucking Jones in prime time. Yet the fuck again, I get the best opportunity to bait this shit.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, you have the stat, I'm sure.
0-9 in prime time. If you include that Thanksgiving game, it's 0-10. Straight up. Did you know, though, in games that start at 4:25 p.m. or later in Daniel Jones' career, how many wins do you think he has?
Oh, my God. Is this guy discount Kirk Cousins?
It's worse. It is worse than discount Kirk
Cousins.
How many?
3?
1.
Who the hell did he beat?
The Titans, week 1.
Jesus Christ.
At a 4:30 game. Now, do you remember how that game went?
Oh, please. Don't remind me. That was another one that was in the bag.
The New York Giants. So forgetting Daniel Jones, the New York Giants, since 2019, in games 4:25 or later, is 1-22 Straight up. Their only win was the Titans. 4.5, admittedly, could be the biggest concern. Because you have to consider the last time these two teams played 2 weeks ago, it was 2.5. And the game ended in a fucking tie where the Giants were at home. And the Commies damn near did lose outright. I personally think I look back at that game, and given the bye week woes and their tough opponents, if you really want to say they were tough, they probably weren't. That's the best they're going to look the rest of the year. And I think that's the worst the Commanders are going to look for the rest of the year.
Yeah, because teams have been terrible playing the game before their byes, right? Oh, no, they haven't.
Teams coming off the bye have been worse.
Yeah, teams going into their bye like Washington would normally.
Giants going into the bye, teams tend to play better going into the bye.
Yeah. Well, the Commanders, that's what they did. They played the Giants the first time and then went into the bye. Now they're coming off the bye.
Did both go into the bye, or I thought Washington had a game off?
No.
You see?
Nope. Washington was on the bye. The Giants got smacked by Philly.
Thank you. You're 100% right.
Yeah, best bet of the year. You don't know that.
No,
It's
fucked
concerning. It's concerning, Big Bucks. Big Bucks, I think the catching fire is starting to take hold. I think that fire is...
It could be, but bottom line, it's Daniel Jones primetime. Do you really want to bet money on this?
Yes, I do. I want the Giants for my co-best bet. Yep.
No.
What did I tell you the first game?
Other than the Giants at home.
Other than but wait. Oh man, come on, my spreadsheet disappeared. The Giants have covered their last 4 games at FedEx Field. Remember when I said that these teams always play close games? Do you not remember that? And I told you the last time. I'd be careful, Steve, betting Washington. These teams, they always play close games. These teams always play close. I'd be careful. I would take the point.
When has Daniel Jones ever played close in a primetime game, though?
I remember
when the lights are up and it's late at night and it's past his bedtime, when has he ever played close?
I remember they lost to the Commies with Heineke in week 2 last year on Thursday Night Football when Dexter Lawrence.
Thursday night.
That was a nighttime game. Game. Week 2 last year, Giants lost 30-27, I think, or 30-28 when Dexter Lawrence jumped off sides to negate a game-missed field goal, and then the guy hit the field goal the second time. It was Taylor Heineke. He had 330 yards against the Giants' defense. They lost 30-28 Thursday Night Football. These teams
30-28?
Yep.
I'm not seeing that.
Week 2, really?
I see a 30-29.
What? Really? This?
I'm making sure. Hold on.
That's the game. Was it week 2?
Taylor Heineke, 336. Okay.
30-29. My mistake. 30-29. Thursday Night Football. Now, I will concede Daniel Jones primetime numbers. I think it's negated by the fact that the Giants normally cover games at the stadium and the teams always play close. It's the same team, basically. I think the Commanders may be a little better version of the Giants, but now the Giants are getting over a field goal in a game that's normally decided by 2 to 4 points pretty much every time they play. They tied the first time they played. I think Giants plus the points is like definitely the way to go here. I think it's... I could even see... You want to bet Washington to win? Fine. Washington minus 4.5 is like crazy to me.
I mean, look, statistically, 4 of the last 5 games were decided by less than 3. I give you that.
So how's this your best bet of the year?
Say, the 4.5 is generally concerning.
So why is it your best bet of the year? Why is it your best bet?
Because it's prime time and Daniel Jones never shows up, and I think this could be the outlier.
I can't believe of all the games.
I'm trying to confirm if this was a fucking primetime game or not.
What, the Thursday night? I literally told you the score, the yardage, and you don't believe me that it was a Thursday night football game.
Was that a Thursday night? What the fuck?
Oh my Lord, here we go.
Sure shit, what? Okay, sure shit.
Bro, I remember the game. I remember it was so funny because one of this, I remember seeing one of my friends from New York's posted this crazy Giants rant video, and the guy was ranting about the fact how they fucking lost the game to Taylor Heineke, and it was so funny. I remember the game. I remember watching it and was like, holy shit, I can't believe the Giants lost.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is a dangerous best bet for you. This one's a danger. Think you're going to be catching fire for this one again next
We'll
week.
see. I've already got money on it. I already actually bet it at fucking
No, you didn't bet it at
3.5.
4. Oh my God, really?
3.5. Because that was the lowest it was at, and I took it early.
Oh my God, that's such a bad bet. Oh jeez. I hope, bro. Good luck to you, man. Good luck.
I mean, God, I fucking hate the Thursday night. That's such bullshit. That just fucked up. That just fucked up my entire handicap. Like, really?
Bro, I told you these teams play close. I'm shocked.
Oh, that's ATS. It was ATS. Oh shit, that's what. Yeah, the 4.5. I can't blame you, and especially with the way this fucking thing is going right now. This could be what kills me. On the other hand, though, my thinking too, just looking at it with the eye test. I saw Washington at their worst 2 weeks ago. I saw the Giants at their best lately. I don't see that happening again here. I just can't see it.
No, I
get
get where you're coming from. This to me is kind of like the Indianapolis, Jacksonville handicap. It doesn't matter what the teams are like. It doesn't matter how good they are, how bad. Now again, the only caveat was last year in that game when they had, who was the quarterback for the Giants? Jake Fromm and
Jake Fromm. Oh my God.
Mike Glennon, and they were running quarterback sneaks on their own goal. I mean, that was
I remember
different.
those games.
I remember we were literally like, oh my God, Washington, like best bet ever. I can't believe this is only like 3.5. This is ludicrous.
Yeah, I remember that shit. That was,
At least the Giants have a functioning team this year. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I guess Saquon is kind of hurt. That's another big concern. Saquon could be pulled early. That's if they can't get the run game going, what the fuck is their offensive identity?
Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes is going to have
Dan Jones. God,
Danny Dimes, because he's only worth 10 cents.
God, 4.5. The 4.5, it is a bit concerning, but I would just rather lay with Washington at home in prime time. This is the game. I think and I know I mentioned statement games too, but I think especially because of the way the last game ended, I think Washington comes fired up. I think this is where they make the statement they're actually a real contender. This isn't a fucking fluke that they went 5-1-1 in the last 6 with Heineke. Albeit they probably played some bad teams. I think this is the game. They're like, no, we're the real deal. We're coming for the playoffs. We'll see. We'll see. We went heads up.
Haven't division road dogs been really good too? I mean, that's another.
I haven't looked that up.
Yeah.
Sunday night, though. I have a Sunday night stat for you.
Oh, the home team Sunday night. That's a big one you've been on.
How about favorites? 12-2 straight up. Home teams 11-3 straight up. They've won 8 of their last 9. Road teams have not covered in 3 straight games.
I need to remember what the games were and who I picked in those. I think I liked the Chargers last week.
I can tell you the 3 games. Do you want reverse order or chronological?
Oh jeez. Why not reverse?
Green Bay at Philly. It was 6.5 points. Philly barely got the cover.
Okay.
Indy at Dallas. Indy 10.5.
Yeah, I guess.
Last week was Miami at the Chargers.
And the Chargers got a 7-point win. I mean, I just think a lot of the Sunday night games, there have been some bad Sunday night games. Again, Bills Jets should have been Sunday night last week, but whatever.
Yeah, Kansas City at the Chargers. That was the 4 weeks before. That was the last time the road team got a cover.
Oh yeah,
Just kidding. Just kidding. No, Kansas City was on the road. They were -5.5. They did not get the cover. So 4 weeks in a row, they have.
But those teams always play close. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Oh shit, my headphones died.
Hope this works out for you, buddy. I guess last game.
Yeah, let's get to it. I don't really have too much here.
This will be short.
Yeah, sure. I'll introduce it. Green Bay coming back off the bye Monday night. They're hosting the Los Angeles Rams and Baker Mayfield, official starter. Green Bay -6.5 at home, -320 on the money line. Rams are +260. Over unders 39.5. Green Bay's getting 54% of the bets on the spread, 68% of the money. Quick hit too. Over under on the Sunday night game. I went over on this one. Here's why. I actually wrote down the logic. When the G-men lose, they give up 23 or more points. If they hold their opponents to less, then they tend to win or tie. I think Washington wins. I think Washington covers. So by the math, I think it has to be an over game.
That's a smart play.
Commanders
if that's
defense,
what you think.
And Commanders defense too has also given up 20 to 24 points to road teams all season, except for one, and that was when they played Atlanta. So I think this will actually be a very, oddly enough, I know Sunday games have been up and down. I think this is going to be a real good one.
Yeah, this will be one of the few I actually want to watch because a lot of times the games have been on late, and if I've been drinking a lot or it's a long day, a lot of football, a lot of busy, there have been like the past couple of Sunday night games checked out a little bit, and it's like,
yeah, time for bed. Yep.
Yeah,
we've been there.
No, this
Monday
is good.
Night though. Monday night, I gotta say, I caught the last one. I don't know if I'm catching this one, but man's been. The Packers have been on your auto fade list for a while. Where do we stand? You can't put money on Baker Mayfield, can you?
No. That game, let's be honest, they had 2 drives in that game. They should have lost by probably 30. Now they're going to Lambeau Field. I can't bet the Packers. I mean, you know how much I want to? I really want to bet the Packers,
Yeah.
Not that I think they're back or anything, but, they got some life because of the Seahawks losing. There's an outside, very, 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 very outside chance of them doing something. But 6.5. Packers, really? Do they deserve to be a 6.5 point favorite against anybody?
No.
Their defense is terrible. This is like my garbage game of the week. Not so much that it might be a bad game. Well, it's just a game of 2 teams going nowhere. 2 dead teams.
Actually, they're not dead. Both are still in the hunt for the playoffs.
You know what I mean. It's
loser probably is out. I mean,
I don't even have a good handicap for this. Like normally you would think December, Lambeau Field, frozen tundra, Aaron Rodgers. You can't bet against Aaron Rodgers Monday Night Football, prime time in the cold, and that's probably true. I don't know if I'm betting them at 6.5 though.
Well, you waited long enough for my best bet. I think you've waited longer for my co-fade of the week. We're fading Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, fading Baker. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the textbook opportunity you do it. They're not at home. They're going to Lambeau on Monday night against Aaron. I'm immunized from winning Rodgers except for the Packers. 6.5 is chalky, but I'm totally taking it. Actually, I'm debating on waiting or if I want to jump on it early and get it at 6.5. Maybe middle if it goes to 8. Here's why. Number 1, Aaron Rodgers. Albeit he's immunized from winning this year, he's been pretty good on Monday night. 8-2 straight up in his last 10. 5-5 ATS, but he's won and covered his last 3. Number 2, Rodgers. He's pretty much known for being an embarrassing piece of shit. He's very much embarrassed by the San Francisco 49ers every time he plays them. We learned that the hard way last postseason. But quietly, he owns the NFC West. 7-0 straight up in ATS since 2019. Reason number 3. Remember when I said if Baker Mayfield got the start on Thursday Night Football, how interesting it would be considering he was undefeated? You want to know how he is on Monday Night Football?
Oh, not so good.
1-3 ATS and straight up.
Oh.
He's lost 3 in a row. You know who he's beaten in Monday Night Football? In 2019?
Jets.
Jets.
Jets are like your go-to
Sam
answer.
Darnold.
Oh, Jesus. Big Dick Sammy.
We're back. This to me is like get back on the wagon. Back to the pack.
Bro, are you really going to make me play a fucking... You're going to draw me in to play the fucking Packers again. I know.
Monday Night Football stats. Home teams are 7-5 straight up. Unfortunately, 1-4 in their last 5.
Ooh.
Road teams are 6-1 ATS in their last 7 Monday night games. So here's my play, oddly enough. Green Bay to win, Rams to cover. That would be my play. Because I don't see the prior stats for Monday night. You look at the teams who played. You look at the way it's gone. I think this is the outlier game. As for Monday night, Green Bay at home in December, frozen tundra. It's hard to bet against that.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, Monday Night Football.
With the Rams, I mean...
Maybe his last time on Monday Night Football, who knows?
Hopefully, I'm done with him. He needs to go become a fucking hippie.
Host Celebrity Jeopardy.
No, he'll go do ayahuasca in the desert, pretend to be smarter than everybody, get eaten by a pack of wolves. It's fine. Like, I'm done with Rodgers, like, as a personality, as a face of the NFL. Like, he needs to go. He's done.
I don't mind. He might have been one of the most overrated fucking quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. No offense, he was a great quarterback, but come on, man.
But he was overrated. He's a great quarterback, but he's overrated.
Yeah, come on. Him compared to Brady, Manning, Breeze.
He's Brett Favre. He's Brett Favre.
Yeah, he's Brett Favre. The guy could never win in the playoffs. Never really even had good performances in the playoffs.
He'll go to the Jets, and then he'll go to Minnesota, and then retire.
Where the hell would he go to the Jets?
Because they need a quarterback.
No, they got Zach DeMilf on there, so
Mike White.
Oh yeah,
Mike
busted. Mike White takes some of the biggest fucking hits. The Bills might have ended this guy's career twice. Imagine that. The first game we intercepted him like 18 times, and he got benched. And then this week we literally broke the guy's ribs, and he got benched again.
Jesus Christ. Now, originally for this game, I had over 39.5. I'm actually switching it to the under. I just don't see Baker Mayfield showing up like he did last week. I mean, and that's the thing I remember. Baker didn't do shit.
Is the Green Bay defense going to show up?
Yeah. I mean, what's Baker going to do?
Does Green Bay have a defense? Well, I mean, I guess Raiders
whose defense was better, Raiders or Packers?
Jesus Christ. The fucking Rams are playing my two shit teams like back to back. Raiders and Packers. Like, how the hell did that happen?
And I had over 39.5, and then I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, this could be a 28-10 game.
That is true.
So this is an underplay for me. And with that, 2 best bets, 2 fade of the weeks, and a dog. My over pick of the week kind of went in tandem with my best bet. I picked over 40.5, only because of the logic. That was my over pick.
Gotcha.
All right, Money Mansman. 16 games.
We did it. Wow. I hope you guys appreciated the time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, because yeah.
Yes, sir.